All right, so today we're diving into the Masungi Georeserve.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot to cover. Articles, reports, firsthand accounts. It gets pretty intense. Yeah, so we're talking about 6,600 acres
Yeah.
in the Philippines,
Okay.
just outside of Manila.
Yeah.
But it's not just about, like, saving trees or whatever.
Right.
There are these two sisters, Anne and Billy Dumoulin, and they're risking their lives to protect this land.
Really?
Yeah, and they're up against some pretty powerful forces.
Wow, that's interesting. The Philippines is actually considered the deadliest country in Asia for environmental defenders.
Oh, wow.
People who are actually working, to protect ecosystems.
That's heavy.
Yeah, violence against them is very common.
I mean, it's not just threats either.
Yeah.
In 2021, forest rangers working for them were shot
Oh my God.
while on duty.
Goodness.
So they're not just dealing with, paperwork and protests.
Right.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, that's serious stuff. And, you've got property developers, illegal loggers, poachers, all trying to exploit it.
Yeah, it's like David and Goliath.
Totally.
But what makes this land so valuable? I mean, is it just the beauty of the place?
It's way more than just pretty scenery. The Masungi Georeserve is really a lifeline for the area.
Yeah.
For one, it provides clean water for about 40,000 people.
Wow.
Just imagine, it's like a natural filter, providing a basic necessity.
Right.
If that were disrupted,
Yeah.
the consequences, they'd be devastating.
So it's not just a forest, it's people's lives.
Exactly. And it goes beyond that, too. Manila's right on the coast.
Right.
It's super vulnerable to flooding. Masungi acts as a natural barrier, absorbs rainfall, mitigates that risk.
Wow.
Losing that, it would expose the city to so much danger.
It really shows how everything's connected.
Absolutely.
But what about the Philippine government? I mean, from what I read, they're not really on the sister side.
It is kind of counterintuitive, isn't it?
Yeah.
You'd think their environmental department would be like their biggest champion, but they're actually trying to nullify the agreement that lets them protect the area.
Wait, why? Why would they do that?
Well, they cite constitutional issues with the original agreement,
Okay.
but a lot of people think that's just a smokescreen.
Really?
Yeah, there are suspicions of corruption, officials maybe being influenced by those powerful forces we talked about.
The developers, the loggers, all that.
Exactly.
So it's just this web of competing interests.
Yeah,
And these sisters are just caught in the middle,
right.
trying to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just legal battles. There are disinformation campaigns, attempts to discredit them in the media, even harassment.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot.
So before we get into all that,
Right.
what they've been able to accomplish,
Sure.
I'm curious about Masungi itself.
Okay.
The articles mention these, incredible limestone formations.
They are pretty remarkable. They're prehistoric,
Oh, wow.
millions of years old, sculpted by nature into these crazy shapes.
Yeah.
It really adds another layer to the whole area, this sense of, deep time.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And you mentioned biodiversity, too. What kind of plants and animals are we talking about?
Masungi is a hotspot. We're talking hundreds of plant species, many of them found nowhere else on Earth, plus tons of animals, insects, reptiles, birds, mammals, the whole deal.
It's like this treasure trove of life,
It is.
an ecosystem that needs protecting.
And let's not forget about the people.
Oh, right.
Masungi is also home to indigenous communities. They've lived in harmony with this land for generations.
Wow.
Their way of life, their culture, it's all tied to the health of this place.
So it's not just about conservation, then.
No,
It's about people, too.
it's about cultural heritage
Right.
and respecting the rights of those who call it home.
And that brings us back to the sisters.
It does.
Despite all this, they've accomplished some pretty remarkable things.
They have.
So what have they been able to do?
Well, they've been able to restore over 2,000 hectares of land
Yeah.
inside the reserve.
2,000. That's huge.
3 times the size of Central Park.
Oh, my gosh.
Brought back from, basically destruction.
I can't even imagine.
It's a huge achievement, but
Yeah.
they didn't do it alone, of course.
Right.
Hundreds of rangers,
Oh, wow.
partners, local communities, all joining in.
So it's a real team effort.
It is, yeah.
And I read they planted a crazy number of trees, too.
Over 140,000
Neat.
native trees.
That's amazing.
Carefully nurtured back to life.
It's not just holding back destruction, it's rebuilding.
Exactly.
But all this has got to take funding.
Right.
How do they manage all that with, people fighting them at every turn?
Well, that's where their innovative approach comes in.
Okay.
Geotourism.
Geotourism.
Yeah.
I've heard of it, but...
Basically, it combines tourism with geology and conservation.
Oh, okay.
So they've got these amazing trails and educational experiences.
Cool.
So visitors can explore this unique landscape
Right.
and learn about, why it's so important.
I love it.
And the best part is that those fees, they go right back into funding their work.
So they're making conservation pay for itself.
Exactly. It's sustainable.
Brilliant.
And it's not just about the money. It's also about education,
Raising awareness.
People leave with this deeper appreciation for nature.
It's smart. They're making it appealing to a wider audience.
Totally. That's key for long-term success.
That's sure.
And they don't just stay at the reserve either.
Really?
Their advocacy goes way beyond all those legal challenges, remember?
Yeah.
That's led to 3 separate legislative inquiries.
Goodness.
They're putting pressure on the people in power,
So they're fighting at a higher level?
Absolutely. And they've been really effective.
Oh, yeah.
Using legal means to protect Masungi.
Like what?
80 cease and desist orders against illegal activities in the watershed.
Maybe.
Putting a real stop to those trying to exploit the land.
They're not messing around.
Not at all.
They're really using the system to their advantage.
They are. It shows how determined they are.
So strategic.
And it's inspiring others.
Oh, yeah?
Government officials in other regions are looking at their model.
That's incredible.
So yeah, their impact is spreading.
That's so cool. But wouldn't it be tough to find other places like Masungi?
Maybe. Well,
I mean, what makes them so successful?
Well, I think
What could be applied elsewhere?
their personal connection to the land is huge.
Yeah.
Their father, Ben Dumaliang, he was the one who saw Masungi's potential.
Oh, wow.
Started rehabilitating it.
Okay.
The sisters, they grew up going there.
Huh.
They talk about it like a little brother.
That's so sweet.
It gives them extra motivation.
Yeah, they're not just protecting land.
Right.
It's something they love.
It's a mission for them.
It's more than a job.
And they're building a movement around it.
Yeah, there's so many people involved.
They know conservation can't be done alone.
It takes collaboration.
And a shared vision.
And they've shown that even a small group can spark a movement.
Yeah.
Inspire others to take action.
Over 20,000 citizens have been directly involved in conservation activities.
20,000. That's incredible.
It really is.
They're empowering people
Absolutely.
to become part of the solution.
It's testament to their leadership.
For sure.
The way they connect with people.
They're so good with media, too.
Yeah, they get their message out there.
And their work is being recognized globally.
Oh, yeah.
They've received so many awards.
It's well-deserved.
From international organizations.
Recognizing their impact, their innovation.
It's huge.
That recognition is crucial, actually.
Oh, yeah. Why?
Well, for one, it provides them with a certain level of protection.
Okay.
And Dumaliang called it social fencing.
Interesting.
It's like the global spotlight makes it harder for people to try and silence them.
It's like a shield.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty powerful.
And it amplifies their message.
Of course.
Inspires others around the world to take action.
It shows we're all connected.
We are.
What they're doing over there matters to us, too.
Absolutely.
But all this comes at a cost.
It does.
I mean, the threats, the battles, the public scrutiny.
Yeah.
It's got to be tough.
It's true. We focus on their achievements.
Right.
But they are human.
Yeah.
They face real dangers.
And pressure.
Imagine living with that constant threat of violence.
Oh, absolutely.
Knowing your work could put you in danger at any time.
It must be so hard.
It takes a lot of courage to keep going like that.
I mean, where do they find that strength?
It has to be their love for Masungi.
Yeah.
Their commitment to their community.
Right.
And their belief that things can get better.
It's that optimism that really shines through.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
They've been through so much, but they
yeah,
haven't lost hope.
it's inspiring. It shows that even when things seem impossible, we can still,
Yeah,
choose to be hopeful.
absolutely.
Believe in the power of people coming together to change things.
You got it.
So as we're wrapping up this deep dive,
Okay.
I want to focus on what we can learn from them.
Sure.
How can we apply these lessons to our own lives?
That's a great question.
What can we do to support environmental defenders like them?
Well, I think, first of all, education is huge.
Right.
The more we understand, what these people are up against globally,
Right.
the better we can help.
Knowledge is power, for
Yeah.
sure. But where do we even start?
There are tons of organizations out there
Okay.
dedicated to supporting them, protecting them.
Like what?
Groups like Global Witness,
Okay.
Frontline defenders.
Gotcha.
They provide all kinds of resources and information.
And I imagine they could use our support. Right?
Oh, absolutely. Even a small donation can go a long way.
Okay.
And it's not just about money.
Right.
We can use our voices.
Oh, you mean like speaking out?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sharing their stories on social media, writing to our elected officials.
Gotcha.
Demanding accountability.
So just making some noise.
Yeah, create pressure for change.
However we can.
Exactly, whatever platform you have.
And what about that geotourism model?
Oh, yeah.
That's something we can all be a part of.
Right.
When we travel,
Mm-hmm.
we can choose to support businesses.
Right.
Destinations that are, committed to sustainability and conservation.
Yeah, be a conscious consumer.
So we can directly contribute to protecting the planet.
Absolutely.
Just by being mindful of our choices.
And we're sending a message, too.
About what?
That we value their work.
The environmental defenders.
The people on the front lines.
It's like putting our money where our mouth is.
Exactly.
But it's easy to feel overwhelmed.
It is.
By all the problems.
Yeah.
Like, what can we really do day to day?
Well, it's not always about the big stuff.
Okay.
It's the everyday choices we make.
Like what?
Reducing our consumption.
Okay.
Cycling. Conserving water.
Sure.
Choosing sustainable products.
Okay.
It all makes a difference.
It's about recognizing that even small things can add up.
Exactly.
And never underestimating the power of, just not giving up.
Yeah.
Hope and determination.
The sisters, they're living proof.
Right.
Even when things are tough, we can make a difference.
They're a powerful reminder that we all have a part to play.
We do.
In protecting our planet.
Protecting our future.
Creating a better future.
And if we work together.
Yeah.
Support each other. Never give up hope.
Yeah.
We can create a world where everybody thrives.
Beautifully said. So, as we finish up this deep dive into the Masungi Georeserve,
okay,
I want to leave you with this. The Dubaling sisters have shown us that there are innovative solutions out there, like geotourism,
right,
that can really fund conservation. But could this be replicated elsewhere?
It's a good question.
Could it be the key to empowering communities all over, promoting sustainable travel, protecting our planet's most precious places?
It's worth thinking about.
It's a question worth exploring. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
And until next time,